watching Waterbury High School basketball replay presented by Waterbury High School Sports on channel 16 and 96.
Hello everybody, welcome to second round action of the CIAC Class XL tournament. My name is Michael Valenti and you're watching Waterbury High School Sports basketball replay on channel 16 and 96. Tonight we're at the Crosby Palace as the number 3 seed Crosby Bulldogs look to advance at home against the number 14 seed Stamford Black Knights. Now Stamford Black Knights last year under a new coach by the name of Dan Meltzer had a pretty tough year in 2012-2013 with a 6-15 record. They have since turned that around this year, going 15-7, including going 14-6 in the Fairfield County Interscholastic Athletic Conference, and all thanks in part to Kenny Wright, a second-team All-FCIAC player, and Gianni Carwin, who also got honorable mention for the All-FCIAC. But they got a tough road ahead of them tonight in Waterbury against the Crosby Bulldogs, led by the big 3 seniors, Lex Perez, Tyshawn Rogers, and Asim King, all receiving honors in the Naugatuck Valley League. Tyshawn Rogers, obviously, a huge player, the player of the year in the Naugatuck Valley League, and also the all-time leading scorer in the Naugatuck Valley League. So let's head down to the court where we'll get the starting lineups and the national anthem here on Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on channel 16 and 96.
At guard, the sophomore, number 2, Jay Vito. At forward, the junior, number 5, Quayshawn Askew. A junior at guard, number 12, Gianni Carwin. And at forward, the senior, number 14, Ben Wright. After we're Crosby Bulldogs, at guard, number 14, Ty Sand. A junior at guard, number 2, Jared Chapman. And for the junior, number 15, at guard, the senior, 00, Lex Perez. And for the senior, number 23, Tyshawn Rogers.
The national anthem has been sung, the lineups have been announced, and we are underway here at the Crosby Palace in Waterbury. Zarvon Love will take the tip-off for the Crosby Bulldogs as we get set here for round 2 of the CIAC Class LL tournament. Number 3 Crosby, number 14 Stamford. Tip-off won by the Bulldogs, and we're underway. Lex Perez will start it off, drive, go to the line, and that rims out. Shot put up, no good. Tip in, no good. And eventually rebounded by the Black Knights of Stamford. So that's number 1 with the ball. That's James Gronberg passing it over to his right. Now driving. The shot put up, no good, and rebounded by Tyrus Sands. Tyshawn Rogers over to Jaron Chapman. 2-3 zone applied by Stamford. Passing it over to Lex Perez. Now to Tyshawn Rogers again. Underneath to Lex Perez. Passing it, but it's tipped and eventually stolen by the Black Knights. Gronberg passing to his right. Back to Gronberg, circling around to Wayshawn Askew. Now over to number 2, that's Jay DeVito. Passes the right, shot put up for 3 is no good, rebounded by Jaron Chapman. So Crosby, their big threat offensively. Tyshawn Rogers currently having the ball, passing over to Lex Perez, another star captain senior. And now circling around to Jaron Chapman. Underneath to Rogers, goes underneath, draws a foul. Foul on Kenny Wright, the second team All FCIAC player. Tyshawn Rogers going to the line, shooting 2. Currently with 2,248 points in his career, the most in the Naugatuck Valley League. His first is good. Second from Rogers is also good. So Crosby strikes first. They lead 2-0 early in the first quarter of this second round action of the CIAC Class LL bracket state championship. Gronberg passes to his left. That's Jay DeVito. Now to right on top of the key for 3. Rims out, no good. Rebounded and mishandled by Quayshawn Askew. Going the other way. Tyshawn Rogers lofts it in the corner, almost overthrew his intended receiver, and it's going the other way after the steal. Lofted underneath. DeVito able to tip it in for 2. Excuse me, that's number 5, Quayshawn Askew. Getting the first 2 points and tying it up at 2 for Stamford. Jaron Chapman trying to get it underneath, but good defense play there by the Black Knights, and our first substitutions of the game come in. If you're just joining us, Stamford, the 14 seed coming into tonight in the CIAC tournament, finishing off with a 15-7 record as of now, going 14-6 in the FCIAC, led by Dan Meltzer, their second-year coach, who turned this program around from 6-15 to 15-7. Shot put up for 3 is no good, and rebounded by the Black Knights. Pass is intercepted, going the other way. Here's Tyshawn Rogers over to Tyrus Sands. Off and underneath, shot put up for 3. That's DeVito, good. On the left side, Tyrus Sands over to Tyshawn Rogers. In the corner, Lex Perez for 3, it's good. Lex Perez with a quick 5 points in this first quarter. Hitting his hot spot. He loves those deep corner 3s. Kronberg, bounce pass to Kenny Wright, is mishandled and intercepted by Jaron Chapman. Chapman, up and 1. No, they are taking that back. It's an offensive foul. My apologies on that. It was a charge on Chapman, so they will take the points away. And the Black Knights will get the ball as Gromberg is double teamed right now. Passing it over to Kenny Wright. Now to his right. The shot put up for three is good. Asim King. Bounce pass over to Jaron Chapman. Over to Tyshawn Rogers. Lex Perez in the corner for three. No good. Ball goes out of bounds and will go to Stamford. Inbound pass goes to Kenny Wright, and he'll bounce it back to Gromberg. James Gromberg, number 1, guarded by Tyshawn Rogers, number 23. Manages to shake off Rogers. Good ball movement there. Shot put up for three is no good. That was Johnny Carwin with the shot. Love kicks it out to Rogers. Lofted cross court. Shot put up for three is no good, and it goes over the backboard. So go out of bounds. Inbound pass out of bounds, staying with Stamford, intended for Carwin. Stamford leads there in the first quarter. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball replay on channel 16 and 96. Lex Perez tips that one in the back court, but it is regained by Carwin. Drives, shot off the glass is no good, and is rebounded by Zarvon Love going the other way. Tyshawn Rogers over to Lex Perez. Shot put up for three. It's good. Tyrus Sands hits the three-pointer and gives Crosby the lead, 10-8 in the first quarter. Handed off to Kenny Wright, guarded by Asim King. Wright stops at the elbow, puts up a jumper, no good, and rebounded by Lex Perez. So a lot of pressure being applied by Crosby as the three's put up by Tyshawn Rogers. And he has 5 points early in this first quarter. Gromberg lofting it in the corner. Now over to DeVito. DeVito in the corner to Gromberg for three. No good, just a little too much there. And goes off the rim out of bounds. Last touch by Carwin. And we have a substitution. Gromberg actually had a really wide open shot. Thought he had the good look, just a little off to the right there as Perez tries to hit his hot spot. But a little off the mark there, a little too much oomph as there goes out of bounds. And Stamford with the ball. Kenny Wright will inbound it, or get the inbound, pass it back to Carwin. Gianni Carwin, an honorable mention in the FCIAC this season. Pick made by Askew. And the pass over to number 14, that's Kenny Wright. Shot put up, his foot was on the line, so it's a two, but doesn't go in regardless. So Asim King will bring it up for Crosby. Kicking out to Tyshawn Rogers. Now over to Tyrus Sands. Sands, nice move by Lex Perez going up and draws the foul. So Lex Perez to the line shooting two, already has 5 points tonight. Second round action of the CIAC Double L State Tournament here on Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay as Lex Perez hit the first free throw. Second free throw is good. So Crosby being challenged here in their home court early on by the Stamford Black Knights as Kenny Wright is on the three-point line trying to find a pass. He does. Nice move underneath and good for two. Good ball movement going from Askew to DeVito, getting the 2 points there. Rebounded underneath by Kenny Wright, and it's going the other way. Sands tries to intercept it. DeVito kicks it out to Carwin. Carwin up. And the violation called against Stamford, so the basket will not count. And it's a big turnover there for Stamford. Crosby getting the ball. Good crowd tonight here at the Crosby Palace as they are getting closer and closer to the Class XXL Finals, which will be held at Mohegan Sun Arena. Darren Chapman called for the travel, going the other way. Dwight DePina in for the inbound and does get it to Carwin, back to DePina. DePina guarded by Tyshawn Rogers, over to Askew, and the ball rims out. DeVito trying to tip that one in. Tyshawn Rogers picks up the rebound and will hand it off to Asim King. Black Knights now going to a man-to-man defense. Lex Perez trying to shake off the defender. Love trying to set a pick. Shot put up at the buzzer. It's no good. So a pretty tough matchup here for the Crosby Bulldogs against this 14 seed Stamford Black Knights. Stanford not going away easy. After one quarter of play, it's 15-10 in favor of the Crosby Bulldogs. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay, the CIAC Class XXL second round matchup on channel 16 and 96. We get set for the second quarter of play here at the Crosby Palace. 15-10 is the score. Stanford starting off with the ball. Dwight DePino inbounding this for the Black Knights. He will inbound this one to somebody trying to get it before the 5 seconds. It does so. And now DePino gets the ball back. Second quarter is underway in this second round matchup of the CIAC Class XXL tournament. Bounce pass to Askew, shot off the elbow, good for two. So 4 points for Askew. Darren Chapman over to Zarvon Love, thinking about shooting, a bounce pass to Tyshawn Rogers. And draws a shooting foul, so he'll go to the line shooting too. Tyshawn Rogers has hit his last 8 free throws dating back to the last game against Manchester. 2 earlier tonight, 6 in the last game, and misses the first, so that streak's over. Rogers' second free throw is good. So a new streak begins for Tyshawn Rogers from the free throw line. DePino passing it over to Gianni Carwin. An honorable mention in the FCIAC. Pass tipped and intercepted by Zarvon Love. Lex Perez now with it at the top of the key. 2-3 zone now applied by Stamford. Now over to Jaron Chapman. Chapman over to Tyshawn Rogers and to Asim King. King in the corner to Chapman. Love kicks it out to King. Good ball movement here. Everyone has touched the ball in this possession. Nice semi-alley-oop move there by King and Tyshawn Rogers. Pretty sure that wasn't the intended play, but it works nonetheless. All in the corner. Now in the near corner, shot put up, no good. That was Ansel Nevers with the intended shot there, number 11. Tyshawn Rogers now with the ball over to, looks like Zarvon Love. Now in the corner to Lex Perez. He likes to shoot from that corner, but he'll retreat and pass it over to Tyshawn Rogers. Now in the corner, Zarvon Love. Trying to find Rogers underneath, can't do it, so he'll kick it out to Asim King. King thinks about shooting, but passes over to Jaron Chapman. Shot put up for three from Rogers, no good. Jaron Chapman gets the rebound. Tippin, no good. Rogers gets the rebound, and that one's good. Really liking the offense so far for Crosby. They are letting all five members touch the ball before the first shot's even made. And then getting second, third, fourth rebounds, and eventually tipping it in. Nice play there by Tyshawn Rogers. Wide open underneath is Kenny Wright. He gets it in for two. Chapman kicks it out in the corner. Perez passing down to Tyshawn Rogers. We've seen King for three. No good. Had a hand in his face, so a little wild off shot, and rebounded by Dwight DePino. Bounce pass over to number 11. That's Ansel Nevers. Bounce pass. Carwin. Nice move there. Cut the ball in. And that's 5 points for Carwin. Tucks the ball in to avoid the block. Pass intercepted. Bad move by Tyshawn Rogers, and Kenny Wright is there for the easy two. And Stamford staying in this one against the number 3 seed Crosby Bulldogs. We're in the second quarter, and you're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti as Tyshawn Rogers passes it over to Asim King. Now to Zarvon Love, pass over to Lex Perez, shot put up for three, it's good! 10 points for Lex Perez, the senior captain. Gianni Carwin, guarded by Jaron Chapman. Nice pass underneath, but it's blocked. Ball goes off the foot of the Black Knight defender, and the Bulldogs manage to keep possession. One thing that I like about Stamford's offense, they are trying very hard to get underneath, and Crosby needs to find a way to keep the open man underneath guarded. Stamford getting a lot of shots underneath for quick points. And Crosby with the ball now over to Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers underneath to Tyrus Sands, and easy for two. In the corner for three. Kenny Wright looks at it, Reggie Miller style, but it doesn't go in. And Tyshawn Rogers is there for the rebound. Rogers, coast to coast, shot put up, no good. Rebounded by Tyrus Sands. Could have taken a shot there. Now he takes the shot in the corner for three, no good. And that's rebounded by Stamford. Jack Rakowski with the rebound, and then eventually basket in for Carwin. Foul and one. So Zarvon Love draws the foul, goes to the line to complete the three-point play. 27-22, Crosby leads as the free throw is rimmed out, goes out of bounds. And will be going to Stamford. Gronberg gets the inbound pass and then will pass it right back to Dwight DePino. DePino will pass it to his right. That's Gianni Carwin, the honorable mention from the FCIAC. Now to Dwight DePino. Askew sets a pick. It doesn't do much. Spin move, shot put up and good. Johnny Carwin was the one that scored as Zarvon Love mishandles it, and then it's picked up by Tyra Sands and Lex Perez now with the ball. Six points already for Carwin as Lex Perez puts up a three, and it's good as he falls on the court. That's 3 3-pointers of the night for Lex Perez. 13 points total in the first half. Kenny Wright for three, it's good. So Kenny Wright answers back with a big three. Yassine King tries to answer back with another three, it's no good. Kenny Wright picks up the rebound, going the other way on a fast break. Tyra Sands runs cross, but a jam by Askew. Kayshawn Askew hits the slam dunk for the 2 points there as the ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Tyra Sands, who in the last possession for Stamford, he tried very hard to catch up on the 2-on-0 fast break, but just couldn't get there fast enough. And we have some substitutions.
No, it's not mine.
Josh Grunberg will inbound it now for the Black Knights. Grunberg guarded by Tyshawn Rogers and bounce pass to the right side. Grunberg trying to go underneath, trying to be that man. DeVito hits the three though. So they won't need the man underneath. So Stamford trying to play 1-to-1 ratio on the 3-pointers between Stamford and Crosby. Crosby hits a three and then Stamford hits a three as there's a steal. Askew up the glass, but they're going to call an offensive charge. One thing that I've noticed all season long with Crosby is that on the fast break, they get a defender to set their feet. They are forcing that offensive charge on the other team, creating turnovers for Crosby, and Juan Padilla right there was the one that drew the offensive foul. He has the ball right now. Bounce pass to Tyshawn Rogers. Thinks about shooting the three, but holds on to it. Underneath, it's intercepted. Nice spin move by Kenny Wright. Shot, or drives the lane, no good, and stolen by Lex Perez. Going the other way, Tyshawn Rogers off the glass and good for two. Inbound pass is stolen by Sands. Couldn't save it before the buzzer. And that's going to end the first half. A very good first half for both teams. Unfortunately, one of these teams are going to be on the losing end tonight. And after one half, Crosby Bulldogs 32, Stamford Black Knights 30. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay, second round action of the CIAC Class LL Tournament on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Second half is going to be just as good as the first half. We get set for the second half of play here at the Crosby Palace. 32-30, the Bulldogs lead the Black Knights of Stamford. It's been a good game so far, and really, the scoring on both ends, 4 players on each end. So we'll start with the visiting team, the number 14 seed Stamford Black Knights. Leading the way, Gianni Carwin with 9 points, and then Jay DeVito with 8. Nashawn Askew with 6, and Kenny Wright with 7. And for Crosby, Lex Perez leading the way with 13 points. He currently has the ball, drives the lane, puts up the layup, and it's no good. Rebounded by the Black Knights. Finishing off the scoring for Crosby. Shot put up, no good, goes out of bounds. Tyshawn Rogers with 12 points, Tyrus Sands with 5, and Zarvon Love 2 points. Those 2 points, the difference right now in this game. Shot put up by Askew is no good. Rebounded underneath by Zarvon Love. Makes the rebound so that Stamford can not tie the game up. Rogers up and draws a foul. First free throw is good. So now a 3-point game at 33-30 in the third quarter. Shot put up, and the second shot no good. And it's rebounded by Kenny Wright going the other way. Here's Gronberg, not Greenberg. Now over to Gianni Carwin, leading the Black Knights right now with 9 points, guarded by Lex Perez, who leads the Bulldogs with 13 points. Bounce pass underneath to Askew. Askew has to kick it out to Wright, and he's called for the double dribble going the other way. Askew thinking about passing, loses handle of the ball, then stops and dribbles again before the pass, so it is a double dribble. Tyshawn Rogers over to Lex Perez. Shot put up and one. Tyshawn Rogers hits the layup and will try to complete the 3-point play. Shot put up, and it's good. Gronberg will bring it up for Stamford. Guarded by Tyshawn Rogers. Tries to dribble behind him. It goes off his heel and out of bounds. Dan Meltzer not happy with that, and it looks like Dwight DePino will come in for Gronberg. Pass over to Jaron Chapman as Crosby now has the ball. Lex Perez put up a 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Black Knights. Jay DeVito passing it over to number 23, DePino. DeVito misses the shot, saved by Wright, and it goes to Carwin. Carwin to DePino. Guarded by Rogers. Pick made by Askew. Good pick there. Trying to shake some room. Bounce pass to Askew goes out of bounds. Will stay with Stamford off the hand of a Bulldog defender. Askew wide open. Fakes the shot. Spins. Loses the possession of the ball. Ball is loose. Off the glass, picked up by Askew. Shot put up, no good. And it's eventually rebounded by Zarvon Love. Shot put up for three, no good. And rebounded by DeVito going the other way. It's 2-on-3, shot put up, no good. Rebounded by Tyrus Sands. Chapman. Over to Perez, back to Chapman as he misses the shot. Zarvon Love is going to be called for a jump ball. Thought it was going to be an up and down, but the possession error goes to Stamford anyway. So either way, Stamford forces the turnover there. DePino will bring it up. Bounce pass to Askew. Askew over. Shot put up for two, and it's good. Kenny Wright. Asim King to Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers has a defender leave his feet, drives and draws a foul. That one on the floor, so no free throws. Inbound is lofted over Rogers, but then picked up by Jaron Chapman. Rogers now with the ball over to Tyrus Sands. King drives the baseline. Shot blocked. Big block there by Stamford. Wright is going to go cross court as Carwin picks it up and will let the rest of the offense come on. Askew kicks it out wide open for three. Good! Stamford not quitting yet. No reason to. Crosby has a challenge tonight at the Crosby Palace. Shot put up for three. No good. Rebounded by Jaron Chapman. Shot put up and it goes in. Chapman gets on the score sheet for the first time tonight with those 2 points. DePino. Over to Carwin. Shot put up for three. That's DeVito. No good. Rebound by Askew. Tippin's no good. And it looks like Carwin trying to save it, but it goes out of bounds off of Stamford. So now Tyshawn Rogers will bring it up to Jaron Chapman. Now to Asim King for three. No good. And it's rebounded by number 12, Gianni Carwin. Carwin up and draws the foul. So if you've been following our broadcast of Waterbury High School sports basketball replay on Channel 16 and 96, watching these Crosby games, you know that Crosby doesn't commit a lot of fouls and they draw a lot of fouls. That's how they're able to score 90 points a game and really blow out their opponents. Not the case here tonight. Stamford to the line. Carwin hits both free throws. That was actually Stamford's first trip to the free throw line, so Crosby still being disciplined on the court. They're not drawing as many fouls, though, that get them to the free throw line. They only have 3 free throw trips tonight. Lex Perez is in the corner, trying to spin it around, and mishandles it, goes out of bounds. Stamford forces a turnover. We have some substitutions being made. Kenny Wright gets the inbound pass and will bounce it back to Dwight DePino. In the third quarter, you're watching Waterbury High School sports basketball replay on Channel 16 and 96. Ball's loose and mishandled by Gianni Carwin. Stamford had a big turnover forced, and there they lose the chance to take advantage of it. Tyshawn Rogers with the ball. Nice behind the back dribble. Up and in. DePina. Nice crossover. Shakes off Rogers and passes over to Kenny Wright. Double team. In the corners, DeVito trying to pass to someone underneath, and he can't. It's stolen. 2-on-1. Sands off the glass, and good for 2. Timeout called by Stamford. This game far from over, but Crosby starting to get that little edge that they usually get before they make their big push for the big lead. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Second round action of the CIAC Class LL Tournament between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Stamford Black Knights. The other two teams in the Waterbury area that we broadcast, as far as their CIAC tournament hopes are still alive, will be lost in the first round to Hill House High School of New Haven in the first round, so they're out. Kennedy currently playing in the second round. They're playing Ledyard. And they too are in a very close game. If we get any more updates in that Kennedy-Ledyard game, we will let you know here on Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. The winner of the Ledyard-Kennedy game will face the winner of this game going on right now. Good ball movement by Stamford. Bounce pass. Now wide open for 3 is Carwin. Shot is short. Rebounded by number 11, who now has the ball. That is Ansel Nevers. And the ball is stolen. Ball's loose. And Tyrus Sands goes to the ground as he's fouled. Lex Perez re-enters the game. Asim King gets the inbound pass. Shot put up. No good. And it's rebounded underneath by Kenny Wright. Pass blocked by Rogers as it goes out of bounds. Ansel Nevers was the passer. Inbound pass goes to Carwin on the backcourt. Bounce pass to DePino before he crosses the front court line. Ball circling around. Shot for 3 is no good. Jaron Chapman's there for the rebound, and it's going the other way. Rogers, nice pass to Chapman. Good for 2 on the finger roll. Jaron Chapman has a very nice finger roll, I must say. Every game, you just see him go to the basket, lay those fingers out, and let the ball roll into the basket. Shot put up, no good. Ball out of bounds, staying with Stamford. Tyshawn Rogers gets the inbound pass that was intended for someone from Black Knights. Shot put up, no good. Tyshawn Rogers mistimed that one for the alley-oop. Lex Perez was able to get the rebound and draw the foul. No shooting foul, so we'll be on the floor. 5 team fouls for Stamford. Bounce pass underneath, and a foul is called. Or a timeout was called before the inbound pass and the foul. So Crosby calls the timeout. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Third quarter of this CIAC Class XXL second round action between the number 3 seed Crosby Bulldogs and the number 14 seed Stamford Black Knights. Now, if I am the Crosby head coach, Nick Augelli, I would tell the kids, keep doing what you're doing right now for the last about 4 or 5 minutes or so, because that's really what's been breaking this lead for Crosby. If I am Dan Meltzer of Stamford, go back to what was working in the first quarter. Get that ball underneath. Stop taking the wild shots. Stop making the stupid mistakes as turnovers. Because Crosby's a team where if you make mistakes, they take advantage of them. You have to play clean basketball. As the inbound pass is good to Tyrus Sands, layup good. And he has 9 points tonight. Foul called on the pass. Inbound pass goes to Askew. Bounced underneath to Wright. Wright double teamed. Trying to shake it off. Bounce pass over to Gromberg. Now to Wright. Wright lofts it up. No good. And Askew is there for the rebound. Quayshawn Askew now with 8 points in the third quarter. Is it a jump ball? It is a jump ball. Going to Stamford. And it looks like we'll have some substitutions. DePina trying to find someone to inbound to, and does. And that's going to end the third quarter. No shot put up by Stamford. 8 minutes to go in this one. Crosby starting to break away from it. 46-39 is the score. You're watching second round action of the CIAC Class XXL State Tournament here on Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. (46-39) the score as we get set for the fourth quarter of play. Tyrus Sands will start things off, inbounding it for the Bulldogs, and he does so to Basim King. So Crosby having a big third quarter, breaking away the lead that was only 2 points going into the half. Shot put up and good. Lex Perez with the easy lay-in. Now you're starting to see that Crosby confidence that no matter what happens, we will run the score on you. We will light up that scoreboard and score at will. We don't care. And Stanford's starting to become another victim of that. They only scored 9 points in that third quarter. Need to somehow find their way to get underneath the basket. Carlin fakes a shot, put a shot on the foul line, no good. Rogers gets the rebound, ball is loose, he's able to pick it back up. Zarvon Love wide open at the foul line, off the back of the rim and no good. Now we're going the other way. Gromberg in the corner, that's Carlin wide open for three, and he misses the shot. Askew mishandles the rebound, and it goes to Tyrus Sands. That's a huge shot that you have to make. Rogers, no good. Sands, no good. Ball is still loose underneath, and it's picked up by the Bulldogs. The Seam King can reset the offense. 2-3 zone applied by Stamford. Foul is called underneath, no shot. Gianni Carwin had the perfect shot there for Stamford. That's one of those shots where if you make it, that could turn the momentum around, and he missed it. Askew couldn't get the rebound, tried saving it before it went out of bounds, and it goes right into the hands of Tyrus Sands. A huge missed opportunity there by Stanford. Shot no good. Lex Perez gets the rebound. That's no good. And eventually rebounded by Quayshawn Askew. Shot put up, no good. Rebounded by right off the glass, that's good for 2. Shot put up for 3, Lex Perez, it's good! Lex Perez finds himself in the corner and takes that 3. Time and time again throughout this season, we've seen Lex Perez take those shots from the corners. Those are his hot spots. Bounce pass over to Kenny Wright. Wright, drive, fadeaway jumper off the glass and good for 2. And a timeout is called. Timeout is called by Stamford. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay, second round action of the CIAC Class L tournament on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Bolecki. First half was a close one, back and forth and back and forth. Crosby with the lead, 32-30 at the half. And then they broke free in the third quarter. Stanford trying to inch their way back into this one, though. They still have an uphill battle to climb. But if they can maintain that they can prevent the turnovers and hit the open shots, get themselves underneath the basket, they can come back into this game. That's what worked for them in the first half. Not getting into foul trouble, protecting the ball, and getting underneath. Shot put up, no good, as Lex Perez will go to the line. So Lex Perez, 2 for 2 tonight from the free throw line. Done most of his damage from the field. First free throw is good. $19 points for Lex Perez. Hits this free throw, he'll hit 20. Interesting, he's back off the free throw line and missed. I think that was on purpose. Tyshawn Rogers goes for 3, no good. Rebound is up, no good. And the ball is loose, picked up by Jaron Chapman. Trying to go to Tyshawn Rogers, and it goes off the mark. We have a whistle blown. Dan Meltzer talking to the ref. I believe it's a foul called against Crosby. It is, or backcourt violation on Crosby. I guess the Crosby, the offensive player, touched it before Gianni Carwin was able to grab possession of it and try to get a fast break. DePino kicks it out, drives the baseline, shot is blocked and rebounded by Tyrus Sands. Lex Perez for 3, yes! Lex Perez, his three-pointer of this game. Kenny Wright over to Gromberg, fakes the shot, gets Lex Perez off his feet, and passes over. Now getting it underneath to Askew, and Tyrus Sands is called for the foul. Pass underneath is mishandled and it's stolen. Jaron Chapman up and he's fouled. Goes to the line shooting 2. So now the foul trouble is starting to accumulate free throws. Something that, this is what starts to happen in these Crosby games. They get their opponents to foul, get in foul trouble, and get to the free throw line. First free throw is good from Jaron Chapman. Jay DeVito re-enters the game for Stamford. Second free throw is good. After a couple spins. Fourth quarter in this second round matchup between the number 3 Crosby Bulldogs and the number 14 seed Stamford Black Knights. Bounce pass to Kenny Wright. Wright, and one. So Kenny Wright will go to the free throw line for Stamford's second visit of the night. The only other time they were at the free throw line, Gianni Carwin hit 2 free throws. Shot is good. Kenny Wright trying to keep him in this one. $19 points for Kenny Wright. Games like this is why he's a second team All Fairfield County Interscholastic Athletic Conference player. Ball mishandled, but then regained by King. 2-3 zones being applied by Stamford. Tyshawn Rogers starting to get counted off here. Needs to get rid of the ball somehow. Rogers mishandles it and it's stolen. Now it's picked back up by Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers off the glass and good for 2. Another missed opportunity for Stamford. Tyshawn Rogers mishandles the ball. Dwight DePino jumps on it, can't get possession of it. Tyshawn Rogers able to pick up the ball, drive the lane, and get 2 points there. Timeout, Stamford. Tyshawn Rogers with 20 points in the night. Lex Perez with 19 in the night. Leading the way for the Crosby Bulldogs to pull away the victory and move on to the winner of the Ledyard-Kennedy game, which right now we have heard that Ledyard is still winning that one. They're up 10 late in the fourth quarter. If Ledyard wins and beats Kennedy, they might be able to do something that is interesting. They're going to have a chance to beat 2 teams in the Waterbury area. Kennedy tonight, and then if Crosby does finish out with the victory, ball goes out of bounds. Ledyard will have a chance to beat Crosby. And that will be a home game for Crosby. 59-46 the score with under 3 minutes to go. Shot put up by Rogers, and Rogers draws the foul. Committing it is Jay DeVito. Crosby at 23-1. Looking to advance to the Class LL quarterfinals. The Sweet 16, or no, it would be the Elite 8 of the Class LL tournament. Shot put up, and that one's good. Rogers goes 1 for 2. And if Crosby's able to get past Ledyard or Kennedy, then they're going to the Mohegan Sun Arena for the Final Four. Pass is mishandled and intercepted by Lex Perez. Shot put up, nope. Chapman looked like he was going to shoot it. Ball is loose now and picked up by Tyrus Sands. Chapman drives, shot. He's called for the travel before the shot going to Stamford. Kenny Wright with the ball as we are winding down in this fourth quarter. Crosby trying to advance to the quarterfinals of the Class LL tournament. Ball goes out of bounds off the foot of the Black Knight player and will go to Crosby. Lex Perez draws the foul and will go to the line. You know, you wonder how Crosby will be next year. They have six seniors that will be leaving, including their big three, Lex Perez, Asim King, and Tyshawn Rogers, moving on to bigger, better things at the collegiate level, wherever they may go. Lex Perez hits the first free throw, giving him 20 of the night. Lex Perez is really backed up from the foul line, and he hits the free throw. He takes about two steps back after he approaches the free throw line and gets the ball, and then takes the shot. I mean, he does like three-point shots, but I guess he wants to go as far back as he can from the free throw line. Shot missed, no good. You know, I've been covering these games all season long. I've never noticed that from Lex Perez. Foul is called, and Lex Perez will go to the line. Or no, Lex Perez is called for the charge. DeVito, bounce pass over to Jack Rakoski, and it's stolen. Tyshawn Rogers there for the slam. Dribble on the baseline, foul is called on Zarvan Love. other big favorites in the Double L tournament, as the first free throw is good. John O'Doom on the free throw line, number 20. Fairfield Prep, the number 1 seed. They're still in it. And it looks like they're taking care of business against East Hartford. As the second free throw is no good on our end. Tyshawn Rogers with the ball. Double teamed right now. No foul is called after all the contact there. Ball was loose, but then picked up by Crosby. Lex Perez walking it over. Now what they're doing is just killing time off the clock. Tyshawn Rogers holds on to it, passes over to Asim King, back to Lex Perez. The crowd on their feet applauding in the final seconds of this game as Asim King will spin move, keep his dribble, loft it up, goes out of bounds, and goes to Stamford. So you see some of the Crosby fans starting to get on their feet, head to the parking lot, and that's the buzzer. That's the game. Crosby's going to the quarterfinals of the CIAC Class Double-L tournament. And I have heard that it looks like Ledyard is on their way to cap off their victory against Kennedy. So it looks like we'll have Crosby versus Ledyard in the quarterfinals after Crosby wins this one at the Palace. 64-47 is the final score. You've been watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. So long from the Crosby Palace.
This has been a presentation of Manitowoc Productions and Waterbury High School Sports.